Hey coin collectors, it's DC on the Big D Coin Channel, and how about this? We got the 1969 United States quarter here. It says Liberty at the top, 1969 underneath George Washington, who's facing to the left, and In God We Trust here. This is a beat up, used, circulating quarter, which is worth exactly 25 cents. And that's one of the beauties of these quarters, is that they kind of last forever. We tip it up, we see it's a copper nickel clad copper. It's going to be, you're going to be hard pressed on this particular coin to count the reeds around the edges. There are 119 of these reeds as you go around the outside, if you actually can find a way to count them. I guess if you marked them and then came back around, but first off, it's hard to count to 119, so I probably won't do it. United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum, eagle in the center, a olive branch below the eagle, and $quarter below the eagle. Also, nowhere on here does it say 25 cents. United States doesn't have any 25 cents coins. They have quarters or quarter of $1 coins. In 1969, they made this at two different mints. They made it at the Philly Mint, and they made it at the Denver Mint. This one looks almost as used, doesn't it? If we tip this coin up, we see that there's a little bit of a marking on the bottom of Washington. And see if we can see it on both of these. Yeah, you can see it down there too. If we magnify that, we can see on this one, we actually can see a J and an F. It's a little better if you know that it already says J and an F on there, but there's a J and an F on there. And that's for John Flanagan, who first engraved and designed these coins in 1932. These coins have been around forever. Of course, from 32 to 64, they were silver. Here is actually a silver version. This is the last of the silver versions. Same thing, same JF down in there above the date. You can see the JF in this one pretty good. One of the things about the silver coins is often they're in much better shape because people just took them out of circulation quick. So even though this coin is only 5 years older, and it's still, still talking about a 53-year-old coin, its value is 10 cents, whereas this one I think has $1.30 or $1.50 just in silver value alone to it. And if you tip it up, you can see that it is all silver. There is no copper nickel cladding. When I talk about copper nickel cladding, what am I talking about? Well, the inside of these coins is copper, the outside is the cladding, and I found a dime in the parking lot that got run over and dragged around somehow. And you can see this is a Franklin Delano Roosevelt dime, a 10-cent coin from the United States, and the inside is the copper. That's what's inside of these quarters also. So if you somehow found a way to scrape off the top of these quarters, you would see that the inside is copper, and of course you can see that copper here also. You're not allowed to damage or destroy United States currency, so I have never cut one open, but when I saw this, I said, I'm going to bring this around and show people what's actually on the inside. And I wonder if I can even get, hopefully I can get them to give me at the bank, to give me 10 cents for this, but I'll probably just save it. All right, so I said we have the Denver Mint, the Philadelphia Mint, and of course they made coins at the San Francisco Mint in 1969. They made 2.9 million. Of these two coins, they made the Denver Mint 114 million, the Philadelphia Mint 176 million. So between all of the coins made in quarters made in 1969, they made about 300 million, which does something interesting, and that means that when you're looking for an MS-65 in these are some of the more valuable 1960s $quarter coins. If you can find this in MS or Mint State 65, the Philadelphia or the blank version here is worth about $14+, and the Denver is worth about $8, which by contrast, the San Francisco Mint coin with the S on it, which is not silver, is only worth a few dollars. Maybe $3 at the most, even though it has an S mint on it, even though it's a mint set coin. If you break it out of the mint set, these coins would be worth much more in an MS-65 version. So when we tip it up, we do see the JF for John Flanagan. And most of you know this, but let's just go over that one more time. When they changed this coin in 1999, they changed the front of it, and you can see how different it is on the front. Instead of in United States of America being on the back, they moved it to the front. In God We Trust, instead of being under his chin, they put it here. Liberty, instead of over his head, they put it under his chin. In Quarter Dollar, they moved from the back to the front, and I can show you kind of where the... So Quarter Dollar, it used to say on the back, now it says on the front. United States of America used to say on the back, now it says on the front. In E Pluribus Unum, it still says on the back. And these two, they moved around. This is by 1999, and this is actually a little past 1999, they started putting the P's on for Philadelphia. And also, when they did go to these state quarters, you will see that there's two initials on here. Because William Cousins, WC, modified the John Flanagan design, they put a WC on there in addition to the JF. So for the state quarter series, you'll see a JF and a WC on the quarters. Now, if you move to the newer quarters, like the America the Beautiful and some of the other quarters, and let me show you what's on the back of this one, because we know it's got to be a state, right? Because it has, if it has these two sets of initials here, it has to be a state or a Commonwealth or dependency, because that's the only ones that had those on it. So we know this is state quarter, but when we move to the America the Beautiful series, and this of course is the Blue Ridge Parkway, North Carolina, showing us right in through that tunnel that's on the parkway. When we moved to the America the Beautiful series, they moved back to just a simple JF, and let's see if we can see that on here. Okay, so in America the Beautiful series, no longer a WC on here anymore, just a JF. So they moved essentially back to the original JFs when they moved to the America the Beautiful series. And I think they're going to do that going forward. Have all of you seen that there's going to be 4 women on quarters this year? 4 new quarters coming out. When we get them, we will review them and talk to you about them. Thanks for watching the Big D Coin channel, and we'd love to have you subscribe to the Big D Coin channel and to the DC Coin World Coin channel, and we hope you have a great day.